The stars looked different that night. Dr. Jiwoo Park rubbed her tired eyes as she checked the deep space monitoring equipment once more. 3 nights without proper sleep had left dark circles under her eyes, but she couldn't leave her post. Not with what she was seeing. This can't be right, she muttered, adjusting the sensors. The pattern remained unchanged. Hundreds, perhaps thousands of objects moving in formation toward the solar system. She reached for her phone with trembling fingers and dialed Director Kim. "Sir, you need to see this immediately." Within an hour, the small monitoring station outside, Pyeongchang transformed into a hub of frantic activity. Government officials in dark suits rushed through hallways. Military personnel established secure communications lines. Director Kim stood behind Jiwoo, his face pale as he studied the data. "How long until they reach Earth?" he asked quietly. "At their current speed, perhaps 3 weeks," Jiwoo replied. "They're slowing as they approach our outer planets." Across the world, similar scenes played out as the information spread through classified channels. In Washington, Moscow, Beijing, and other capitals, emergency meetings convened. The truth couldn't be hidden for long. People of Earth. The message came simultaneously through all broadcast frequencies, internet connections, and even private communications devices. A deep voice speaking in perfect, unaccented English. "Your civilization has been observed. Your world now belongs to the stellar dominion. Prepare for our arrival." Panic spread like wildfire. Stock markets crashed. Religious groups proclaimed the end times. Military forces worldwide mobilized, though few believed conventional weapons would make any difference against visitors who could cross interstellar space. In his small apartment in Seoul, Do-Yoon Lee watched the chaos unfold on television. As a former military technician, he recognized futility when he saw it. Earth's combined military might would be like throwing stones at a tsunami. He packed a small bag and headed to the countryside, where his parents had a small farm. If these were humanity's final days, he preferred to spend them under the open sky. Meanwhile, in the mountains of Colorado, a facility unknown to the public stirred with activity. Behind heavy steel doors and layers of security, Dr. Hana Lee studied the alien transmissions. Surrounded by screens displaying incomprehensible data patterns, she searched for meaning. "There's something familiar about this language structure," she told her colleague, Dr. Sunwoo Bae. "It follows patterns similar to some ancient scripts we've documented." "That's impossible," Sunwoo replied. "Unless..." They were interrupted by the arrival of Colonel Taeho Sung, his uniform crisp despite the late hour. "Dr. Lee, you've been briefed on Project Guardian?" Hana nodded. For 3 years she had worked peripherally on the classified project, analyzing strange artifacts, discovered decades earlier in various archaeological sites worldwide, objects that defied current scientific understanding and contained writing no linguist could decipher. "Project Guardian is being activated," Taeho announced. "Follow me." Deep beneath the mountain facility, past security checkpoints and biometric scanners, lay a vast chamber. At its center stood a metallic structure resembling nothing built by human hands. Its surface shifted with subtle patterns that seemed to respond to human presence. "We believe this is some kind of defense system," Taeho explained. "Left here by someone long before recorded history. We've never been able to activate it fully." "And you think I can?" Hana asked, bewildered. "Your genetic profile matches. Partial sequences encoded in the artifact. You're one of 17 people worldwide with this match." As Hana approached the structure, its surface began to glow with soft blue light. Patterns emerged, flowing like water across the metal. "It's responding to you," Sunwoo whispered. In orbit, Earth's hastily deployed satellites tracked the alien armada as it passed Saturn. The massive ships moved with impossible precision, a coordinated dance through the void that spoke of technology, centuries beyond human capability. Back in the Colorado facility, Hana placed her palm against the artifact's surface. Immediately, images flooded her mind. Stars, planets, ancient battles fought across space. And something else, a memory not her own, of powerful beings hiding something precious on a small blue planet, seeding it with life that would one day become its guardians. As she pulled her hand away, Gasping, the artifact hummed to life. Throughout the chamber, systems began powering up, technology awakening from millennia of sleep. "What did you see?" Taiho asked urgently. Hana looked up, her eyes wide with newfound knowledge. "They're coming to take something that isn't theirs, something hidden here long ago." She turned toward the now glowing artifact. "And we were made to stop them." The alien fleet went silent 2 days after passing Jupiter's orbit. One moment they were broadcasting messages of conquest on all frequencies, and the next, nothing. Military satellites showed the massive ship still moving toward Earth, but they no longer responded to any attempts at communication. In the hidden mountain facility, Hana stared at the monitors showing the strange energy pattern now encircling Earth like a shimmering bubble. The pattern pulsed with a rhythm that seemed almost alive. "This isn't our technology," Colonel Taiho said, his finger tracing the energy signature on the screen. "And it certainly isn't theirs." "The artifact did this," Hana replied, still trying to process the vision she had experienced days earlier. "It activated some kind of defense system." Director Kim entered the room, his usual composed demeanor showing cracks of concern. "Whatever it is, it's spreading. Similar energy readings are appearing around Mars, the Moon, even some of the larger asteroids." Outside, the world waited in terrified suspense. Many had fled to rural areas while others gathered in places of worship or with loved ones. The initial panic had settled into a heavy dread as humanity faced what might be its final days. Captain Junho Kang shivered despite the warm sun as he led his small team up the mountain path in Tibet. The ancient ruins had been discovered decades ago but dismissed as unimportant by most archaeologists. Now their strange markings matched the energy pattern surrounding Earth. "This temple is at least 15,000 years old," explained Dr. Minseo Yoon, the team's archaeologist. "Far older than any known human civilization." The stone walls inside the ruins contained intricate carvings, star maps showing Earth at the center of concentric rings. Junho ran his fingers over the smooth stone, wondering how ancient people could have created such precise astronomical charts. "Look at this," Minseo called from deeper in the ruins. She pointed to a carving showing humanoid figures standing between Earth and what appeared to be attacking ships. They knew this would happen. Junho's radio crackled to life. "Captain, we have movement. The alien fleet has changed formation." Back at the Colorado facility, the team watched as the alien armada split into smaller groups. The largest continued on its direct course to Earth, while several smaller contingents branched off in different directions. "They're looking for a way around the energy field," Taiho observed. Hana couldn't shake the feeling that she was missing something important. The artifact had shown her fragments of knowledge, but nothing complete. She returned to the chamber where the strange object continued to pulse with energy. "Show me more," she whispered, placing her palm against its surface again. This time the vision was clearer. Beings of light seeding Earth with their essence, hiding among primitive humans, guiding their evolution while concealing their true potential. Earth wasn't just another planet. It was something special, something protected. In orbit, a small group of alien scout ships approached from the opposite direction of the main fleet. They moved cautiously, probing the edge of the energy field with short-range sensors. On the ground, in 27 locations around the globe, ancient structures hidden beneath mountains, oceans, and deserts began to stir with power, each activated in sequence, adding layers to the protective field surrounding Earth. The scout ships pressed forward, attempting to penetrate the barrier. For a moment, it seemed they might succeed as their advanced technology interfaced with the energy field. Then, without warning, the ship simply vanished, not destroyed in an explosion or damaged, but completely removed from space as if they had never existed. In Tibet, Junho watched in awe as the ancient ruins began to glow. With the same energy signature as the protective field, the stone walls became translucent, revealing complex mechanisms within that defied human understanding. A beam of light shot upward from the center of the ruins, joining the protective barrier above. "It's not just one system," he reported back to headquarters. "These sites form a network, they're all connected." Meanwhile, Do-hyun Lee was gathering water from the well at his parents' farm, when he noticed strange patterns forming in the water's surface. The ripples moved against the natural flow, creating symbols that seemed oddly familiar to him. When he touched the water, a jolt of energy coursed through his body, and suddenly he could see the energy field surrounding Earth with his naked eyes. He wasn't the only one. Around the world, reports emerged of ordinary people experiencing extraordinary awareness, seeing energy fields, understanding complex patterns, knowing things they had no way of knowing. In the Colorado facility, Hana stumbled back from the Yao artifact, her mind racing with new information. The aliens, the Stellar Dominion, they've been searching for Earth for centuries, she told the others. But not to conquer it. Then why? Taiho asked. Because Earth is the key to something greater, Hana replied. And we, humans, are its guardians. We just didn't know it until now. As she spoke, the main alien fleet reached the outer edge of Earth's orbit and stopped, unable to advance against the growing power of the ancient defense system. Hana had not slept for 3 days. Her small office in the Colorado facility was covered with notes, printouts, and strange symbols she had drawn without fully understanding why. The language embedded in Earth's magnetic field had finally begun to make sense to her, and the truth was more amazing than anyone had imagined. Director Kim found her surrounded by her work, eyes red but filled with excitement. I figured it out, she said without looking up. It's not alien at all, it's us, it's human, but older than any known civilization. She pointed to patterns displayed on her screens. These symbols match proto-language structures from every ancient human culture, but they predate all of them. The beings who created this defense system were our ancestors, or rather, we are their descendants. The ancients, Director Kim said, softly, remembering the term from Hana's earlier visions. They seeded Earth with their DNA, Hana continued. They hid our true capabilities until we were ready to access them. An emergency council convened as Hana explained her findings. Military leaders, scientists, and government officials gathered around tables while screens showed the alien fleet still holding position at the edge of Earth's defense field. The invaders are called the Stellar Dominion, Hana explained. They've conquered countless worlds across the galaxy. According to the data in the artifact, they've been searching for Earth for generations. Why us specifically? Asked General Yuna Choi. Because of what's hidden here, Hana replied. The ancients left something powerful on Earth, something the Dominion wants, and they designed us, humans, to be its protectors once we evolved enough to handle that responsibility. As the meeting continued, Colonel Taiho Sung led a team to intercept Dominion forces that had somehow landed in a remote area of Alaska. Their ships couldn't penetrate the barrier, but they had sent small pods with infiltration teams before the defense system fully activated. Taiho's team found themselves pinned down by advanced weapons fire. Taking cover behind their vehicle, he watched as 3 of his soldiers fell to the alien attacks. Anger and frustration built inside him as he realized conventional weapons would be useless against their technology. Something shifted in his mind, a door opening to knowledge he shouldn't possess. Taiho suddenly understood exactly how the Dominion weapons functioned. Without thinking, he stepped out from cover and focused his thoughts on the approaching aliens. Their weapons simply stopped working. Sir? One of his surviving team members asked in shock. I don't know how I did that, Taiho admitted, staring at his hands. Similar reports began coming in from around the world. A farmer in rural Korea somehow created a barrier around his village when Dominion scouts approached. A teacher in Busan suddenly understood and could speak the Dominion language. A firefighter in Seoul detected hidden alien infiltrators by perceiving their unique thermal signatures through walls. It's happening faster than the artifact predicted, Hana told Director Kim when she heard the reports. The presence of the Dominion is triggering latent abilities in humans worldwide. In Tibet, Captain Junho had not left the ancient ruins. The structure had transformed, revealing technology beyond human understanding. As he studied the controls that had appeared in what was once solid stone, knowledge flowed into his mind. The ruins are teaching me, he reported. They're not just defense stations. They're training facilities. The ancients left them to prepare us. the Stellar Dominion, grew desperate. Their main fleet launched smaller attack vessels, hoping to find weaknesses in Earth's defenses. Instead of penetrating the barrier, the ships disappeared just like the scouts before them. From her station in Colorado, Hana monitored the growing network of awakened humans. Some had connected with the ancient sites around the planet. Others developed abilities that seemed impossible, healing injuries, perceiving events at great distances, understanding complex systems instantly. "We were always meant to be this way," she explained during another emergency meeting. "The ancients didn't just leave technology behind, they left themselves in us. Our DNA contains the key to abilities they possessed." Colonel Tejo, now able to interface directly with the ancient defense systems, coordinated humanity's response to the Dominion's increasingly desperate attacks. "They're afraid," he realized. "Not just of the defenses, but of what we're becoming." The Dominion's supreme commander finally broke the silence, broadcasting directly to Earth's leaders. The message was translated by newly awakened humans before conventional computers could process it. "You don't understand what you're protecting," the alien leader warned. "The power hidden on your world was sealed away for a reason. Releasing it will doom us all." Hana studied the message carefully, comparing it with the knowledge from the artifact. There was something the ancients hadn't shown her, a final piece of the puzzle that explained why they had hidden their legacy on Earth. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, an ancient structure larger than any human building began to activate. Dormant for millennia, it responded to the collective awakening of human consciousness. Whatever the ancients had hidden was stirring, and even they had feared its power. Hana felt it like a distant call. "There's something else," she whispered to herself. "Something bigger than all of us." Hana stood at the window of the Colorado facility, watching lights dance across the night sky. The awakening had spread worldwide. Ordinary people discovered extraordinary abilities hidden in their DNA, a gift from ancestors no history book had ever mentioned. She turned back to her lab where 3 new arrivals sat waiting. A farmer from Jeju Island who could make plants grow at incredible speeds. A former bus driver from Seoul who could see energy patterns no instruments could detect. A young college student who had started dreaming in a language no one on Earth had spoken for thousands of years. "You're not alone," Hana told them. "There are thousands like you now." Reports filled screens around the world. A teacher who healed an entire hospital ward of children with a touch. A police officer who could see through walls. A grandmother who suddenly understood every language spoken to her. The ancient knowledge locked in human DNA was blossoming in ways no one had predicted. "The key is in specific brainwave patterns," Hana explained to Colonel Tejo during their morning briefing. "The ancient defense system isn't just protecting Earth from outside, it's changing us from within." Tejo nodded, his own abilities growing stronger each day. He could now interface directly with any technology, understanding systems he'd never studied. "The Dominion knows what's happening," he said. "They've pulled their remaining ships back to regroup." Satellite images showed the alien fleet gathering at the edge of the solar system. New, larger ships had arrived. Planet killers, according to the ancient knowledge now flowing through awakened minds. Halfway across the world, Junho continued working within the Tibetan ruins. The structure had fully transformed, revealing itself as a control node in the vast defense network. "They're preparing a final assault," he reported to headquarters. "Their weapons can crack a planet in half." Director Kim ordered the assembly of a response team, humans whose awakened abilities might help coordinate Earth's defenses. Meanwhile, Hana worked tirelessly to understand the full scope of humanity's inheritance. "We weren't just designed to use the technology," she explained to the emergency council. "We were made to become something new, a perfect blend of the ancients' power and human creativity." In the heart of the Pacific Ocean, research vessels gathered around a massive structure rising from the depths. Miles across and covered in the same shifting symbols as the other ancient sites, it pulsed with growing energy. Dr. Min Seo-yoon led the research team studying the structure. "It's responding to the collective consciousness of awakened humans," she reported. "The more of us who connect with our abilities, the more active it becomes." The Dominion launched their attack without warning. Planet-killer ships fired weapons designed to tear through planetary cores, aiming at major population centers. The energy beam struck Earth's defense field and scattered, harmlessly dispersed into space. Taiho assembled his team of awakened humans at the Colorado facility. Together they formed a mental network, connecting with thousands of others worldwide. Focus on the defense grid, he instructed. See it in your mind. Strengthen it with your will. As the Dominion continued their assault, the ancient technology responded to human consciousness in ways its creators might never have imagined. The defense field didn't just hold. It expanded, reaching toward the attacking fleet. In her lab, Hana made a startling discovery. The ancient texts weren't just instructions, they contained warnings. Earth wasn't just protected, she told Director Kim urgently. It was a containment facility for something the ancients themselves feared. Deep scans of the Pacific structure revealed a vast chamber at its center, sealed by technologies beyond human understanding. Whatever lay inside was stirring, resonating, with the energies of both the Dominion attack and humanity's awakening. The Dominion's Supreme Commander opened communications again. This time the message contained not threats, but a desperate plea. You must stop, the alien leader warned. What sleeps beneath your ocean cannot be controlled. The ancients sealed it away after it nearly destroyed them. Hana studied the transmission, comparing it with the knowledge she'd gained from the artifact. They're telling the truth, she realized. The ancients weren't just protecting us. They were using us to guard something. The Pacific structure began to crack as energy surged through its ancient systems. Minseo's research vessel recorded massive power fluctuations as sections of the facility started to open. We need to understand what we're dealing with, Hana told Taiho over their secure link, before it's too late. Taiho gathered his team, preparing to interface directly with the Pacific structure. Whatever's down there, it's part of our inheritance. We need to face it. As they connected their minds to the ancient facility, a voice older than humanity itself spoke through the collective consciousness of the awakened. My children have finally come home. The massive structure beneath the Pacific Ocean opened like a flower blooming in slow motion. Research vessels kept their distance as energy patterns rippled across the water's surface. Dr. Minseo Yoon watched through binoculars, her heart racing with equal parts fear and wonder. Are you seeing this? She asked over the radio. At the Colorado facility, Hana and Taiho watched the live feed. They had spent the past 24 hours piecing together the final fragments of ancient knowledge. Earth isn't just our home, Hana explained to the assembled leaders. It's a nexus point of cosmic energy. The ancients built this planet to be both a power source and a guardian for something precious. The Stellar Dominion fleet had regrouped for a final desperate assault. Their largest ships moved into position, weapons charged beyond safe levels. They've been searching for this power source for millennia, Taiho said, but they don't understand what it really is. In Tibet, Junho felt the change first. The ancient control station hummed with new energy as systems long dormant came fully online. Similar activations occurred at sites worldwide. Desert structures rising from the sand, mountain facilities opening stone doors, underwater ruins glowing with power. The network is complete, Junho reported. It's ready for whatever comes next. The secret that humanity had been designed to protect was finally revealing itself, not a weapon as the Dominion had feared, not a monster as some ancient texts had warned. Instead, the Pacific structure released a soft blue light that spread upward through the water. Hana understood before anyone else. The ancients weren't just powerful beings, she told the others. They were the guardians of consciousness itself, the force that connects all living things across the galaxy. The Dominion launched their attack, planet-killer weapons fired simultaneously, aimed to overwhelm Earth's defenses through sheer destructive power. Taiho led the coordinated response. Hundreds of awakened humans joined their minds together, interfacing with the ancient defense system. Instead of hardening the shield around Earth, they did something unexpected. They opened a pathway. The devastating energy beams from the Dominion fleet were not blocked but redirected, channeled through the network of ancient structures and into the Pacific facility. The entire system acted as a massive energy converter. They're not trying to destroy the power source, Hannah realized as she watched the readings. They're trying to set it free before we can learn to control it. In orbit, something extraordinary happened. The space around the Dominion fleet began to fold, creating what scientists would later call a dimensional pocket. The ships didn't explode or break apart. They simply ceased to exist in normal space, contained in a separate reality where they could cause no harm. We didn't destroy them, Taiho explained to a stunned director Kim. Destruction isn't our purpose. We're guardians, not killers. 3 days later, as humanity began to process what had happened, new ships appeared at the edge of the solar system. Unlike the aggressive formation of the Dominion fleet, these vessels approached slowly, broadcasting peaceful intentions on frequencies the newly awakened humans could easily understand. They've been watching, Hannah told the others, waiting to see if we would pass the test. The visitors called themselves the Galactic Council, representatives of civilizations that had achieved balance between technology and consciousness. They had known about Earth for centuries but had been forbidden to interfere with humanity's development. Ambassador Yeona, their spokesperson, met with Earth's leaders at a specially prepared facility. Her physical form was humanoid, but clearly not human, with skin that seemed to shimmer with inner light. The balance between technology and consciousness, she explained. This is what makes humans unique. This is why the ancients chose you as their descendants. She revealed what the Dominion had never understood. Earth wasn't just a planet with a power source. Earth itself was the manifestation of a cosmic principle, a living embodiment of the force that connected all sentient beings. Humans had been engineered to be its perfect caretakers, balancing knowledge and wisdom, power and restraint. The ancients knew their time was ending, Ambassador Yeona continued. They didn't want their knowledge lost or their power misused. So they created you, beings who could grow into their inheritance slowly, learning responsibility before gaining full access to cosmic power. The contained Dominion fleet remained in its dimensional pocket in orbit around Earth, not destroyed, but preserved as a reminder of the responsibility humanity now carried. Within months, Earth joined the greater galactic community. The awakening continued, though more slowly and with greater understanding. Human consciousness expanded, connecting with the cosmic web of life that spanned the stars. Captain Junho Kang stood on the bridge of Earth's first true interstellar vessel. Built with a combination of human innovation and ancient knowledge, it would carry representatives to the Galactic Council's homeworld. As the ship prepared to depart, he looked back at Earth through the viewscreen. No longer just a blue planet, but the home of a species that had finally discovered its true purpose, not to conquer the stars, but to protect the delicate balance of life and consciousness throughout the galaxy. Ready for departure, he announced, as humanity took its first steps into a much larger universe.